I want you to try this before you buy another tool. Check what you're actually paying for hosting right now, today, not what you signed up for. Because if you follow the standard advice, get a website, build your list, grow into more tools, there's a good chance the hosting bill is already bigger than it should be, and you haven't made a dollar back yet. That's not a hosting problem. That's the first thing to fix. Some of you are just getting started. You're picking a host for the first time, and you're about to make this decision blind. Some of you made that decision 2 years ago, and the renewal notice has just landed, and it's nowhere near what you remember agreeing to. Either way, you're paying real money for infrastructure before the business is paying you back. That's the actual problem. The hosting choice is supposed to be invisible. Right now, it's a line item you think about every month. Here's what cheap hosting turns into. Here we are on Bluehost's pricing plan. It shows $3.99 a month for a 36-month term. Renews at $9.99 a month. So you got 3 years to try and do something with it. Let's move on to our next one. This is SiteGround. Startup plan, $2.99 a month. Prepaid for 12 months. Renews at $17.99 a month. That prepaid means that you're not just paying $17.99 a month, you're paying for the whole thing annually at one time. HostGator is another popular one. The Hashling plan, $375 a month for a 36-month term, renews at $10.99 a month. Now let's take a look up at something like WP Engine. Essential starts off at $35 a month. That's monthly. If you want to pay annually, it's $29 a month, but you got to pay $350 today. So that way they've locked you in, so you don't want to move because you've already prepaid for it. You can get 2 months free if you switch to annual, but again, that's if you're going to stay there for the whole year. Kinsta, another popular one. Start off $0 for the first month. But then that's if you pay today $0 and you agree to $350 after the first month. So you've got annual stuff there. So that's the annual plan. Monthly, you can pay $0 for the first month, and then you start paying the full price, $35 a month. These aren't really a good deal. This is kind of bait and switch. They're telling you get in for this low cost or almost nothing cost here, but get on the leash for a long term. And that way, if you leave, well, you've still already paid for it and you're getting nothing in return. There is another alternative. So let's take a look at how this actually works out. You're signing up at one price, you renew at another one. Look at the cost for these inexpensive ones and look at the percentage that they jump up. You're locked in for the term. And the ceiling moves too. If you sign up for WP Engine or Kinsta and you go over, it costs you more money. And keep in mind, it says money for over 1,000 visits. Well, that's the first visitor over that arbitrary gap of 25,000 a month. You get 25,000 one visitor, then you have to pay for it up until the next 1,000, and then you pay again. So people know this, and yet it doesn't make them switch. This is what holds you back. I need real support. Migration is going to break my site. That's a really big fear. I don't know what Open Lightspeed or Nginx means. Well, the truth is none of that holds up. If you take a look, every major VPS seller still supports 24/7. You're paying for the server, not losing the help desk. A migration plugin transfers everything for you. It's very simple. The only thing you have to change is the DNS so it points to the new server IP address instead of the old one. And as far as Open Lightspeed versus Nginx, they're web server software. A managed VPS panel configures it for you. You never have to touch the config code. All you have to do is decide which one you want. And deciding really depends on what you're going to do. If you're just running a blog website without a bunch of tools on it, go with Open Lightspeed. It's the easiest one to do. It's faster. It has a free caching plugin that works with it very well, so that it kind of eliminates the cost of getting WP Rocket or something else like that. If you're running a lot of tools, then you might want to go with Nginx. So here's the part that's easy to miss. Staying where you are feels like the safe choice, but it isn't really a neutral one. It's a decision, and that decision to keep paying the expensive way while you put off learning the cheaper way. Growing a business means growing infrastructure eventually. No way around that. That growth happens either the costly way, which is one SaaS subscription at a time, or the self-hosted way. And the self-hosted way quietly answers questions most people haven't thought to ask yet, like who actually owns your customer data, whether you're handling it in a way that holds up under GDPR, and how much the whole stack costs once it's not rented month to month. Try this. Move to a small managed VPS instead, before you buy the next tool, not after. I use and recommend xCloud, and let me show you some of the pricing. So we're on the xCloud site, and if we take a look at the pricing, we'll just click on this. And they have a range of different sites that you can build. If you're getting started, and particularly if you're migrating from a shared hosting site, first off, you don't need to worry about the big stuff. I would come down here to use something for personal use and look at the prices. You can get in for $5 a month, or you can go over this one with a little bit more resources with the storage here. So instead of 25 of a regular SSD, you get 32 gigs of NVMe SSD. Basically, NVMe is a much faster kind of SSD drive. You get a terabyte of bandwidth. You can put as many sites on there as will run for $750 a month. That number is not going to change. It's not like you have a term of 12 months or 36 months or maybe 1 month. That's what you pay for your hosting. And you can do that with multiple sites. If you use some of the other services and you say, I want to add another website, you've just multiplied your monthly cost. Here, you can add another website and it will work just fine. As you want to grow your business and do other things, you can scale up. You can go to 2 gigabytes. You can get 2 CPUs. You can go to 4 gigabytes, 8, all the way up to 58 gigs of RAM on their current host. That is phenomenal, and you do this a step at a time. You can start off, though, at $5 or $750 a month, and that way you get more storage than you do on the shared hosting. You get an entire CPU dedicated to you, not just a portion of one on shared hosting with hundreds of other sites on there. You get more bandwidth and unlimited sites. Not one site with a leash, unlimited. 5 and 750 tiers exist, and they still outperform what Bluehost or HostGator renew at all for a fraction of the cost. This isn't a bigger bill. For most people, it's a smaller one because you're stable. You don't have to worry about a sudden increase in your monthly expenditure. It's easy to have some assumptions. Your SEO rankings are going to reset. That's not true. You're going to lose your email. Well, if it's tied to your host, there's another way to do it. You're going to have hidden plugin costs. No, you start with free plugins. It's too technical. Honestly, that one is probably the least thing to worry about because more than 40% of the web runs on WordPress. A lot of people have figured out how to do this. There are a lot of tutorials. And quite honestly, Suburbia Press is there to help you with that too. So we can give you tutorials and we can give you some guidance on how this works. Trust me, you can figure this out. A lot of people have. If you go to xCloud, and there are other VPS providers out there. I simply prefer xCloud. I've used others and I like xCloud the best. The price is best and the support is outstanding. If you get a managed VPS through xCloud, it comes with 24/7 support, live chat and tickets, the same where shared hosting has right now. So you're not giving that up. The server setup, the security certificate, and updates are handled through the panel. You can even get full root access if you need it. And you don't get that with shared hosting. But nothing forces anyone to touch a terminal. They've got a really easy to use panel. It's not like you've got to go to the old-fashioned cPanel on other hosts. This is designed just for xCloud. They built their own thing. And this is managed hosting. It just happens to run on a server that isn't shared with 300 strangers. We're going to look at a comparison for what you actually get for the price. So we're comparing WP Engine to xCloud Basic. Look at the difference in the price. How many sites you can have. There's no cap on your visitors with xCloud. How much storage you get. How much bandwidth you get. Support is included on both for 24/7, and the migration is free if you decide you want to migrate from your existing site over to xCloud. Basically, it's not a harder choice with a technical trade-off. It's the same support and easier migration than switching hosts ever was. A server software default that takes 30 seconds to pick for less money and no ceiling growth. And the case isn't only the price. Once your data lives on your own infrastructure that you own, questions like who has access to your customer list or whether you're actually meeting GDPR requirements have a straightforward answer instead of depending on the software as a service company's policy page that you probably never read. This is the first fix. This is the first step before your next course purchase, before the next tool subscription. Not because hosting is exciting, because it's the one decision underneath everything else you're about to build. And right now, it's probably costing more and doing less than it should. Move your hosting first. I'll put a link to xCloud below. And quick disclosure, that's an affiliate link. I earn a small commission if you sign up through it. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Every example in this video used generic numbers, but you saw on the web pages, this is what they are currently as of July 2026. If you want to see your actual numbers for what you're paying right now, for maybe you've got other tools, there's another way to do that with your whole stack. I've got a tool, it's called the Stack Audit, and that's exactly what it does. It allows you to plug in what you're paying per month or per year, and then compare it to what you could be paying with self-hosted tools like Fluent CRM Pro or maybe Fluent Cart. So all of that stuff is in the Stack Audit. I'll have a link to that below too. Thanks so much. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you again in the next video.